Yeah. Welcome to Club Shada episode 395. 395. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I hope everybody's doing great. I hope everybody is in their best feelings. Happy Sunday. Sunday is Club Shada. End of the month is Q&A. So we are at listen. Today's Q&A, so I don't have a particular subject. I might have one, but while you are doing all your finding your questions, I'm gonna be maybe telling you about something crazy. Listen. First of all, this show is brought to you by Shada Gangs of Gods of Good Fortune, Shada, and I'm wearing actually a beautiful Shada music t-shirt. Big up to all our sponsor. The stream royalty is Black Free Thinker. If you want to become the stream royalty, you go on YouTube and you do a super chat. Big up to everybody that is listening and watching, everybody watching the podcast, of course, and big up to everybody that is watching from YouTube, X, Facebook, and TikTok. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of places. This is what you call a crazy multi-stream. We are already 120 people on TikTok. So make sure if you are on TikTok that you leave some likes, that you send a live to some friends, send it, share it. Everybody that is watching on TikTok, share this live to anybody that should watch it. Manzel, Swanee Music, big up. Julie Etoile, big up. Boston Symphony, big up. I hope you're doing great. Why is this icon so big? There you go. Mawunyo Man. Sorry. What up? Salute. Salut Manu. I hope you're doing great. So listen. First of all, I want everybody to put the flag of where they're watching from in the chat. And this time, you put the flag in the city. Put the flag of where you're watching from and the city where you're watching this live. And everybody, prepare your questions. What up, Rose? Camerlang, what do you do? Ezekiel, my guy, I see you traveling. You're doing your thing. That's good. Everybody. Rose is watching from Spain. Merci, Fontaine. Deaga, vraiment. Mon lingala est... J'ai grandi en France. Hollywood, nice. Max Square, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. This is how we do. Big up la Côte d'Ivoire, big up la Côte d'Ivoire. All right. So, as I was saying, today, what up, King Akip in Dubai? Nice. All right. We have exactly 50 minutes left. So I'm going to spend an hour with you. And in this hour, I'm answering every question. All right. So go ahead, leave your question in the chat on Facebook, on X, on YouTube, on TikTok, and hopefully I catch your questions and I reply. So I'm going to let you think of questions to ask. And let me see. Oh, there's already a question. Question from Fontaine de Jouvence. Est-ce que tu travailles encore sur des projets Zouk? Oui. I have a track. I have an album. J'ai un album qui... bon, le show est en anglais. Hein, mais bon. The question is in French, so I'll reply in French. Est-ce que je travaille encore sur des projets? Oui. J'ai un album qui sort en décembre, qui sera un album Zouk, et j'ai un album... enfin, Zouk. C'est pas les projets Zouk que je fais, c'est toujours un peu plein de styles à la fois, mais bon, anyway. J'ai un album qui est sorti qui s'appelle Diaspora Deluxe, qui est sorti au début de l'année, et j'ai un autre album qui arrive pour la fin de cette année, qui s'appelle My Candy World. King Akip, what is your nationality? I'm French. Robbie, Bonnie, Sangomalamu. I'm doing great. How are you, Robbie? Yeah, go ahead, ask your question. You can ask questions about the music business. You can ask questions about life. You can ask questions about relationships. You can ask questions about anything. I can reply to anything. All right, good. Fontaine de Jouvence, non. J'adore dire non dans ce live. All right. Don't forget to leave some likes on TikTok and everywhere, actually. Put some likes. Put some likes. Put some likes. What up, Clash? What it do? All right. Listen, while everybody's asking question, preparing their question, listen. I was reading this thing right now, and I was like, what? How is it possible? Listen. So there's this guy. You know, in France, when you have a squatter in the house that you invested in, right? They are protected by the law more than you who invested in your own house. So there's this guy who he had an apartment and it was squatted for 6 years, and he got tired and he just destroyed the whole place by himself. Listen, this makes no sense. Listen, if I buy a house, listen, I don't know how it is in Portugal. Hopefully it's not like this. But it feels like if you're in Portugal, right? If you're in France and you have your own house that you bought, you invested in, your investment, and some family just gets in, you don't have the right to remove them. If you remove them, you are in problem. They are just protected. Oh, listen. I'll squat my house. I'll make your life a living hell. A living hell. Every day, I will come with dogs, make them poop in front of the door. Every day, listen, every day, there's somebody that's a different person will beat you up every day. These guys are crazy. Yo, that's crazy. All right, question from Robbie. When are you coming to Lexington, Kentucky? Oh, is that in the UK or is it in the US? I don't know if there's Kentucky in the UK. I think it's the US, right? I don't know. I haven't performed in the US since 2014 when I arrived with the wrong visa, and these smart guys in the and I had the wrong visa, like, because I just went from Congolese nationality to French nationality, so I didn't need a visa anymore, right? Before that, I was always traveling on a B1, B2 visa, and once I got the French nationality, I just did the ESTA, and I was just traveling back and forth the US all the time. And I didn't even have a show. I was coming for hosting a party. So to me, that's not a show. Hosting a party is like you just coming to chill. Like the deal was like, hey, listen, we reimburse your flight and your hotel. Because I was going already in Miami. So I was like, yeah, listen, can you pass by Atlanta? We pay your flight, we pay your whole hotel, your trip, whatever. And in exchange, you just come to our party and you just chill. So I went there and I arrived with my tourist visa. And for some reason, that girl at the immigration, she sniffed that I was an illegal. It was not like now, where if you why am I not removing that sponsor thing? It's not like now. If you are an illegal in the US, apparently you're welcome. you can just come in and you get money and etc. Back then, I come and they said that coming to perform, and I was like, I'm not performing. I said, no, listen, if you're on a flyer, it means you're working. I was like, but I'm not working. I'm just invited to have a drink in a club in exchange of them paying my stuff. To me, that's not working. Me working is I'm doing a full show and I'm getting paid, right? They said, okay, maybe if you had your B1, B2 visa still active on your old Congolese passport, maybe you can enter with that. Sadly, the B1, B2 was finished. I think it was a 6-month visa or 1-year visa. I don't remember. And because I had the French passport, I didn't renew it. So it just arrived to the end. So they said, oh, sadly, your B1, B2 is arrived to the end. So they put me in jail. They put me in jail in the Atlanta airport. Listen, that was a traumatic experience. And since then, I've never performed in the US again. So listen, it's not that I don't want to perform in the US. I don't have a problem with performing in the US, but I'm not performing there unless I get like a work permit and either an O visa or a P visa. So P for performance, O for outstanding citizen. You get either one or the other, and these are on the charge of the organizations. And most of the time, most of these organizations, when it comes to Zouk, Kizomba, etc., it's not professional people. They're not trying to invest in a whole visa for you to perform. They don't even want to register the fact that they're doing a party, that they're making money. So they're just trying to have you come on your tourist visa, which is what most artists do. And me, I'm not down with that. I prefer not performing than risking being jailed again in that country. Because listen, the US is not a diamond. I don't care if I go or I don't go. I haven't been since 2019, and I don't miss that place. I'm gonna go back to see my friends, enjoy Miami, etc. Have to see when I go, but listen, most promoters are not serious people. That's the sad part. So it is what it is. Clash, que deviennent tes collaborations avec Top One Frisson? Ma dernière avec Top One, c'était une chanson qui s'appelle Kitoko qu'on a fait il y a 2 ans, je crois. Et on a enregistré un truc qui n'est pas encore sorti. Ah, on est là avec Top. On sera sur scène ensemble le 20 décembre à l'Accor Arena. Hey K was my first time in a huge event in Hollywood, and I was VIP area with the big guys. I'm doing business there, but I wanted to know how not to lose my mind because I saw crazy stuff like did it. Man, he said, never forget one thing. Everything your mom taught you, remember that. That's, and yeah, that's true. That's where people do their businesses. There's a lot of sex, drug, and rock and roll. All you have to do is remember your values. If you remember your values, you're good. Because they're attacking one guy, but that whole place is Sodom and Gomorrah. Abjuzinho, what up? I'm 4 tracks to go and I'm done with the album. Fontaine de Jouvence, est-ce qu'on peut attendre des gros feats dans tes projets futurs? En fait, j'ai pas vraiment besoin de gros feats parce que c'est moi le gros feat, donc je me feature sur moi. Écoute, moi, c'est très intéressant. Je suis pas, en fait, tu sais, quand t'as pas besoin de faire de tubes comme moi, tu cherches pas forcément des gros feats. Tu rencontres des gens, tu connectes et tu fais des titres. Donc, j'ai pas un spécial gros feat en route ou un truc comme ça parce que je cherche pas activement à featurer avec quelqu'un qui a des millions de followers, puisque moi-même j'ai des millions de followers. Donc je fais de la musique par plaisir, tu comprends? My pleasure, Robbie. Abdoulaye Sa, what up? Hello, Manuela. Comment ça va? Yeah, I have to come back to Miami, but I'm just gonna chill. I don't perform. Question from Abju. What is your political vision about the racism situation in Portugal? Well, listen. This is a question with an answer in it. So, are you asking me if there is racism, or are you asking me what is my opinion about the racism? See what I mean? Because I believe, like every country, there is, and right now, there's a boiling situation. We've had a lot of those in France. Does it mean that it is systemic racism against the people? Listen, I don't like buzzwords. Systemic this, that, racism, like the whole country is like, no, listen. I lived in France for 32 years and I've been in Portugal for 13 years. It's not a perfect country, but it's not worse than France. Depending on your point of view, of course. If you are a rich person and you live in the nice neighborhoods, you don't have it the same as if you are in a bad neighborhood. So I believe that it's a country that has a lot of way to go. But I cannot say or not say that it's a racist country. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. And same thing. I cannot say that the police is racist because I never met a racist cop in Portugal. Does it mean that they are not? No. Does it mean that they probably are some? I don't know. 90%? 50%? 10%? 5%? I don't know. Most of the ones that I met, in my neighborhood, of course, or even elsewhere. I've always been courteous and I never had a problem. So I cannot just come and listen. You know me, I'm not an emotional person, so I don't take situations in an emotional way. Somebody gets shot. To me, it's not about where does he come from. Was he Cape Verdean, Angolan, Congolese, X, Y, Z? To me, first of all, is what was the situation. That's the way I try to assert situations. How did we get there? So, is it incompetence? Is it anger? What is the role of police here? The police of the police. Are they gonna investigate the situation to understand what happened? Like, I know in the US they all have cameras, so that whenever they say such and such happened, you can have images that prove the claims of whoever shot him. Now, from what I understand about this particular situation, right? From what I understand about this particular situation, there was somebody that apparently was I don't know. Listen, I didn't know about him, but he was a chef. Came out of the club apparently under the influence of of alcohol, something. Correct me if I'm wrong. Then there was a police checkpoint. He didn't stop. There was a car chase. During the car chase, he hit a few cars, etc. Then apparently when his car was out, he came out and the cop says he had a knife, so they shot him. So if this is the case and this is how it happened, I believe that if somebody has a knife, you're not supposed, so if they have a gun, it's different. But if they have a knife, you're supposed to shoot them in the arm or in the leg or something, neutralize them, but not kill them. Now, when this type of situation happen, and it's been the same in France, you're gonna have 2 points of view, right? I remember there was a big, maybe 20 years ago. When was it? Yeah, probably 20 years ago. But listen, France was on fire. It was 2 kids that were running from the cops from, I don't know what they were doing exactly, how, why, I don't remember the exact context, right? But I believe the context is always important. These 2 kids, they were running from the cops in Paris, and listen, I can say what was the problem, but they were running from the cops. And as they were running from the cops, they decided to hide inside of a government facility. And what they didn't know is that this place was like an electrical outlet, something that very dangerous. But they decided to hide in there. And when they hide in there, they got electrocuted, because it was like those big electrical thing that you're supposed to not touch. Both of them got in there. Both of them died instantly. All right. Everybody went crazy. Listen, everything around Paris was chaos. I remember even CNN was talking about this, and everybody was angry. Everybody was emotional. And again, some people were saying, Well, it's because of the cops that they were running after them. But then some people were saying, but why were they running after them? Oh, because they did such and such. But they don't deserve to die. They don't. But why were they running? Oh, because they did such and such. Okay, so where does the story begin? The story begins when you do something bad and the cops are after you, and then you hide somewhere, and then that place is sadly the wrong place, and then you get electrocuted. And for a lot of people, the story begins with they dead. And to other people, the story begins with you stole something in the store and that's why you were running. So, and of course, everybody agree. I mean, some people don't, but do you deserve to die for that? No. Now, do you have a responsibility in it's, and then that's where the points of view differ, right? And you have to be very careful when you talk about these things in these situations, because people are so emotional that if you say anything that go against whatever they feel, oh, they come in for you. So how do you overcome this situation? With dialogue. I believe that this has always been my belief, and I understand that some people might feel different than me, but I'm gonna speak for me. I believe that if you burn the bus that goes in your neighborhood, or you burn the bus stop that is in your neighborhood, or you burn the car of the firefighters, or etc., you are actually shooting yourself in the foot. Because who's gonna suffer from the lack of service in your neighborhood is you, or your mom, or your cousin, or your little brother that's supposed to go to school. And when the crowd goes in anger mode, the crowd becomes very stupid and they don't understand. Listen, what you need is justice, and you need a law to be independent and to investigate. And to investigate properly, you need the family of the victim or associations to have good lawyers, and everybody that is marching, that is angry, donate so these guys can have a good lawyer. And then you need the person that is the head of the cops to also be honest and not just protect his people, even if they're wrong or not. It has to be an impartial communication and investigation, so that we can understand what happened, and if the people who killed a person were in their rights according to the law, then they must be left alone because they were doing their job. If it is proven that these guys didn't have to go that far, and they didn't need, or there was no danger for their life, anything that with the law makes that they shouldn't have killed him, then they have to be held accountable. They have to be judged, have to have their job removed, and then go to jail or whatever, be indicted for manslaughter, etc. That's what I believe. So listen, try to stay peaceful, march peacefully with intelligence, and if you have people that have their their blood boiling, don't let the people calm them down. Don't let them do something stupid that would be to the detriment of their own life or the life of their neighborhood. It's already hard for everybody. Try to just it's not easy to keep a cool head, but I believe that's what has to be done. But it's a point of view of somebody who tend to have a cold head, and I always try to understand the whole situation and not just be emotional and just go and march and be angry and put everything on racism and etc. Which I'm not saying it's not. I don't know. And listen, maybe the people know more than me. So if they do, what I say is not relevant. But we are in a world now where people love the gaslighting of the masses. So you have to be careful and try to understand what happened. Like really the first thing is trying to understand what happened, and then pray for the family of that person who left 3 children. This is horrible. This is so sad. And then, listen, how did it happen? And not who is to blame, but try to understand the whole situation. I believe. I don't know if you agree with me, because I know that in this type of moment, people are like very angry. It's you have so many situations like these, for example, where in France it was this summer that everything went crazy. It's a kid, and it was a kid. I think he was on a stolen car, and there was a stop again, and he didn't want, he tried to force the stop, and there was a cop in front of him, and in the panic of the car coming to him or on the side of him, I don't really remember, the cop shot him, and he died. Oh, listen, France went crazy. And again, the people on the left were like, yeah, you are killing us, da 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 da. The people on the right were like, the car was what? Stolen? So wait a minute. So you are telling me that he was on the stolen car? Yeah, but he was only 17. The car was stolen. And you have to be able to understand both point of views. Like, because listen, imagine now that you get this car that was stolen, and the kid that was there runs away from the cops, and there's a little girl that is there that didn't ask nothing to nobody, and she get hit by the car and she dies. Now, what are you gonna say? Let's say that, okay, and now look at the difference in the scenario, right? The kid in the car was Arab. The cop was white. So everybody went to the racism straight, right? Now imagine if the kid in the car is still Arab, but the cop is black this time and shoots him. Is it racism? Is it abuse of power? People, what do we do? People are still, everybody's looking for their slogan, right? And to politicize the sadness of people. Now imagine if the kid in the car is still Arab But now the cop is black or white, but instead of shooting him, the cop just jumps on the side and the guy just go in his street and then hit a little girl. Now, let's say the girl is white. Listen, everybody's going to go crazy. Everybody's going to say, yeah, you see that black people, right? Now imagine that the kid in the car is white, but all his friends are black in the car. The cop is white, and then he passed the stop, and then the little girl that is crossing the street is black, and she dies. Is it racism, or is it an accident, or who? Like, now do we blame the guy with the car? Like, us as people, as a culture, are we able to be honest with ourselves when our people do mistakes? And I'm not saying this for this particular situation. I'm saying this as a general thing. See what I mean? And that's where, listen, you never know. You never know, because you can see how I'm telling you the same story. I'm just changing the color of the people, and all of a sudden, like, because there was this story where everybody was yelling racism, but it was in the US, until we discovered that the 4 cops that killed the person were all black. So then people were like, how is it racism? And now, yeah, but because they're part of the system that is, I was like, yo, guys. So, it is the same thing with that situation with the kid, and it's horrible. Listen, having your kid 17 is a baby gets killed because he was in a stolen car. That's horrible. But he was still in a stolen car, and he still forced a checkpoint. That was the French story. In the Portuguese one, that was his car, but apparently he didn't stop at the checkpoint. I remember there was this girl that I really like when I just moved to Portugal in 2012. There was a girl, I really liked that girl. She was Portuguese, and I used to see her with her friends at what was the club? It was at Docks. I used to always see these 3 girls at Docks, and every time I would see them, I would get them some drinks. And that one, I don't know, there was something between me and her. It was before I meet my wife, etc. And listen, there was something. And I remember she had big blue eyes. And listen, we never had the time to talk, but I know that she liked me and I liked her. But she was always with her friend, and at that time I didn't even speak good Portuguese. She didn't speak English. So, but every time I see them, I was like, and in my head I was like, I'm gonna make a move. And listen, that night was the night that I was about to ask her. Don't forget to put some likes, people. That night was the night that I was about to ask her, yeah, can I have your number? Like, do you want to go to the movies, or let's go to Guilty, or let's have some sushi or something? Like, I was about to make my move on this one. And, I was always fine with the other 2, but this one was more discreet. And so that night we were at Docks, and that it was the first time that I was a little more close to her and stuff. And I was like, yeah, see you next time. And listen, I don't know if I asked the number that day or not, or maybe I was about to ask next time, and then I think she told me that she had to go because she had to catch Boleya. I didn't know what was Boleya at that time, so her friend had to get her home. And I wanted to tell her, hey, if you want, can drop you home or whatever. Listen, I don't remember. Anyway, she goes with her friends in the car, and I go home. I go to sleep. When I wake up, I heard that there was a big accident just after I left the club. I'm like, what happened? So what happened was that her friend, I don't know if he drank or if he didn't have a permit, something. But when they left the club, there was an operation stop, like they called it in Portugal. So there was a checkpoint to check everybody for alcohol and see whatever if you're good to drive. And the driver of the car that she went in decided to pass the stop, start running from the cops around Alcantara, which is where you have the clubs here in Portugal. And police chase started. The guy lost control of the car, and everybody died except the driver. And that girl that I like, she died that day. I remember that. Listen, I remember, so I don't know if you know what girl I'm talking about, but listen, I really liked her. And yeah, listen, I remember waking up and everybody talking to me about the story and telling me that everybody is sad about such and such. And then I think it was already Instagram at that time. And I remember that, yeah, she died that day. And listen, I was not traumatized, but it makes you think about your own children. Like, you mean that my children can go in a car with their friends and one friend decides to be stupid and kills everybody because he don't want to get a ticket or because he knows he shouldn't be driving. If you know you shouldn't be driving, don't. So whose fault is this here? The cops for chasing them? No, it starts with don't drink if you're gonna drive. And listen, that girl was in her early 20s. She didn't have time to live, have kids, be my girl. Yeah, listen, I remember, like, I used to always go in her Instagram, like for a few years after that. I was like, damn, she's gone. Just like that, because of this. I mean, listen, whoever was driving, he must, I mean, I don't know if he has remorse, but that's a trauma for him as well, because I think he killed. Her name was Rita. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, she had blue eyes and you know, she was a sweet person. Listen, I don't know if she had a boyfriend, whatever, but I know that there was a vibe. There was a vibe at that time, and I was like, yeah, she don't make a move. Like, I was single, like, and did I already moved here? I think I already moved here. I'm not sure. But yeah, listen, there were always three girls, right? There was a white girl with curly hair, black hair. There was one with long short hair. There was this one. And yeah, she died that day. And listen, she was just a passenger in the wrong car. So what if the friend who was driving decide to run at a cop, right? And okay, she was white, I believe. Listen, we never had the possibility to have a conversation. My Portuguese was bad at the time, but I believe that she was Portuguese. But let's say she was black or half black or whatever. And then that guy runs into a cop. They say, stop. And he's running to them. And one of them shoot. And he kills her. Are you all gonna all run and yell racism again? Or is it the fault of the guy? All you had to do was stop. And listen, it's strange because I was sad for that person that I really didn't know that much. I just know that I had a vibe, but I remember I was miserable that day. I was like, oh my God, like, what? No. You see what I mean? And yeah, listen, in this case, I mean, there was no use of lethal force, but she was still gone because of somebody's bad decision. So, to come back to the case of the Portuguese part of what's going on right now, is it possible that is a succession of bad decisions? It is just a question. I'm not a person that does affirmations when I don't have the information. But is it possible that is a case of bad decisions that leads to bad decisions that leads to bad decisions and that end up with a worse decision? Drinking, bad decision. Driving after drinking, bad decision. Not stopping at the checkpoint, bad decision. Going on a car chase with the cops, bad decisions. And then destroying public property on your way and other people's car on your way, bad decisions. And then in the frustration, the anger, maybe racism, who knows? You come out the car finally and maybe you have something or they believe you have something, but they're already pissed at you, and ultimate bad decision. You get killed. So it's a succession of bad decisions. I don't know what happened. I was not there. But if it happened the way they are relating, then I guess it's a section of bad decision. Let me tell you another story. One day, I'm in a van, a minivan in Cape Verde, and we are going from Praia to what's the name of this place where you have the beaches in Praia. I forgot. Anyway, we have a show, and we have to go from the Praia side of the island to the other side of the island where you have something on the beach. I forgot. And we have to go through the mountains to get there, because if you go from the side, it takes 2 hours. And if you go from the mountains, it takes like 50 minutes. So we have to go through the Calheta, etc., to arrive there. I forgot the name of that place. Anyway. And it's me, it's George, it's Ricky Boy, DJ Beleza, it's other artists. And then we have George Cousin, chorus, we have Fatou Jakite, all of us. We are like 20 people in this bus, this small bus. And we are in the mountains up there. And on the left, you have Rocky Mountains, and on the right, you have nothing. Like nothing. It's just like any bad decision driving, and we all dead. And the guy's there, old guy, with his cigarette, and he's driving like crazy. And he's like, and it's like, and listen, on you can see down there, like I would say 10 stories down there, you can see cars of people that made bad decisions. And we in a big bus, and you driving like crazy. And I tell Beleza, hey, tell him to drive slower. And everybody's laughing. Oh, everybody's laughing. Oh, Kaysha is scared. I was like, listen. At a point, I yelled, I got children. And then everybody stopped laughing. And the guy was like, Thiago, da maneira, eu sei o que tu vai fazer. I was like, I don't give a fuck, nigga. You drive slow. I'd rather arrive than die stupidly with a bunch of people that I don't want to die with. And like, they were like, tá bom. And yeah, then Josh told the guy in Creole, like, yeah, listen, you're abusing a bit. Come on, like, he's not from here. Like, bro, the guy was driving scary. Listen, I understand. He does it maybe 4 or 5 times a day, back and forth. I don't give a fuck. That was super scary. Once we arrived to the other side, I told the organization, if either you get me a helicopter, we can go by boat. I don't care how we go, but I'm not going back through that. I'm not doing the mountain road again. Yeah, but if we go by the Marginal, it's gonna take us 2 hours and a half. I said, fine by me. Okay, so they found a car for me, and we did the long way after the show. And for me, it was like, perfect. And I said, starting now, I'm never ever going again in that place that way. Either you get me a helicopter or you get me on the side. I don't care. And this is always a question of decisions. So listen, a long answer, and thank you for this nice question because it made the show. I believe that once the emotion goes away, once the desire to always see yourself as a victim goes away, there's a real need to ask ourselves the real questions. How many bad decisions were made that night? Again, like, though, I'm going back to the Paris situation. Those kids going to hide in the electrical thing was a very bad decision. And maybe the reason why the cops were after them was a bad decision too. Did they deserve to die? No. They still took some bad decisions. And Paris got crazy. Everybody got crazy because they were kids. And some people were saying, yeah, but why did they go in there? Why were they running? Except, listen. So I believe it is not the time for the blame game. It's the time to let the family be in their sorrow. And then after that, trying to understand what happened with cold heads. And then after that, listen, whoever made a mistake have to pay for their mistake. Did you follow the law? Yes, if you did, you follow the law. If you did not, now we have an issue. That's how you overcome this. That's how you overcome this situation, by trying to all act different. When I say all, it's not just us, it's them too. Envisages-tu de refaire des beats coupés décalés? Bien sûr. Ça arrive, prochain album. I agree with you. Those are different point of view. From the beginning, the situation was critical. Yep. Mama Dalia, what up? I hope you're doing great. What up, people on TikTok? This is strange. The TikTok chat is... Let me see. Oh. Actually, there's a lot of people talking in the TikTok chat, but it was... For some reason, it was not... How many people on TikTok? 1,000 people. Put some like TikTok. Mulher das Estrelas. Kenya, I'm from Angola. Big up. I'm from Cameroon, but I live in Canada. Nice. Boy, no Jordan. Melting Crew, tu parles de Zied et Bouna. C'était à Clichy-sous-Bois. Ouais, Melting Crew. Exactement. Je me rappelle, à l'époque, j'habitais au Pré-Saint-Gervais et c'était chaud. Hello Nat. C'était chaud. Ouais, c'était malheureux. Hein. King of Kizomba. Thank you so much. Tesla, bonne nuit. We love you, man. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, she did. Rest in peace. For a long time, I was like, hey, what if? You know? This is to me the saddest thing about these type of situations. Now you have 3 kids without a father. And like, I remember like back in 2000 and when it happened, I was like, what if, like, you know, what if she didn't die? Like, would we be friends? Something else? Like, you know? Hey. And listen, I remember that she was a person that, listen, I didn't really know her, but the way everybody was sad, I could see that she was a great person. She was a great person. But listen, she could not even choose. That guy just, listen, wrong car. And listen, it's something I tell my wife all the time. and that I tell my son all the time, and I will tell my daughter all the time. And listen, you're gonna have, when you are at the age of going out, I'm gonna put my Uber account in your telephone. When you need to go home, you take the Uber home. Don't go to people's car. Listen, I remember I went to this Angolan guy's car. I was coming out of BBC, so that was probably in 2010 or 9, I don't remember. No, maybe 2013. Coming out of BBC, so in Belém, and I'm in the parking, and I'm looking for a taxi to go back to here, Parc das Nações. So that's 2013. And these guys like, yo, bro, my office is not far from your house. Kaysha, let me take you home. So the guy had a nice car, like I don't even know the name of them, but a nice sports car. Listen, I don't like speed. I don't like dangerous driving. I'm like, okay. I sit down on the passenger car. The guy was driving like crazy. Listen, I don't know if he was trying to impress me with his car, but I was so pissed off in my head. When I got in my house, I said, this is the last time. Like, why did I do this? All right. If this guy kill us, that's what I was thinking between Belém and Parc das Nações. I was like, if this guy kill us, it's gonna be the stupid death. I died with an ugly, rich Angolan nigga. And listen, no. Melina de Oro, gostaria ir a Angola. Sir, Garçon Ambitieux says, sir, I request reimbursement because I stole my parents' money when I was a teenager because of your music. I do have a question about that. Why did you steal your parents' money? And why do you link it to my music? Those are my questions. Respect ALC, what up? I hope you're doing good. Let me see. CV Beats, what up, brother? Long time, how you been? MK Prod, what up? Joari King, what up? Altesse 12. Yembazouk na lingala. Bon, Motema. Mais j'en ai d'autres. Motema, Nalingio. J'ai déjà des zouk en lingala. Pourquoi vous faites semblant? Soyez sérieux. ZFX, what up? Triple Zéro Coupe. Que penses-tu du zouk de maintenant? Il y a des trucs sympas et il y a des trucs qui tournent en rond et il y a des trucs nuls. Mais c'était comme avant. Il y avait aussi des trucs sympas, il y avait aussi des trucs qui tournaient en rond, il y avait aussi des trucs nuls. Donc c'est, voilà. Michel Rosamonte, what up? DJ Zen, you are speaking rationally. Most people don't. Like I said, I'm a very rational person. I'm a very calculated, cold, and every lesson that I learned from life, every time I took decisions with my heart in the heat of the moment, it was always a bad decision. You cannot take any decision or even take any information that is given to you with your raw emotion. You have to think about it. You have to even think about who's saying who's giving you the information and how they are giving you the information. That's why it's important when somebody gives you an information to look it from this side, from that side, and see how they are reporting the same facts, how they are twisting it to come to you. Who's gaslighting you? Who's going to take it for their political benefit? Who's going to take it for that? It's very important. And it's the same thing for friends. It's the same thing for artists. It's the same thing for girlfriends, women. Like, I tend to take any information. Listen, it doesn't mean that I don't have emotions. It means that they're there, but I don't let them arrive here. I feel them and I wait until, okay, listen, okay, what am I supposed to do now? And most people, not only they don't think rationally, but they let everybody's anger, and when you become a crowd of angry people, all you want is, response, anger, destruction, all that stuff. And what you should want is answers. And when you want answers, you have to understand that the answers that you're going to get might not be the answers that you wanted to hear. You might get answers that you're going to hate, but you have to be willing to listen to those answers. Because most of the people, because they are not rational, they're emotional, they're not looking for answers. They're looking for validation for an opinion that they already formed before having any information. They heard that situation happen and they all go to their positions. And from both sides. The people from this side were already on the defensive. The people on this side is already on the offensive. Those ones are already seeing themselves as victims. These are the ones that are already like, oh, there they go again. And nobody is actually interested in hearing each other. Everybody is just interested in having their cake and eat it too. And that's not me. But then again, my life is different from a lot of people. So maybe this also, I'm not going to say that I've never been in trouble with the cops. Happened to me to be in a operation stop with some people that were trying to abuse their power, but I just complied with everything, and I guess I got lucky all the time. But I mean, listen, again, I don't drink. So I don't drink and drive because I don't drink. I don't do drugs, so I don't take drug decisions. I'm not emotional, so I'm not going to take emotional decisions. So listen, you want to check the car, you listen. Yeah, we all been in this situation. We come back from the club in Belgium, and I'm with my cousin, I'm with my friend, I was with my baby mom, and the cops in Belgium, we found those cars. Here, they want to look in the car. Look in the car. Do you have your papers? We have the papers. They're here. Where you going? We're going there. Everybody has a document. Everybody has their documents. They don't find nothing. They let us go. There's nothing to find. Nobody is saying nothing other than when they ask a question, whatever. We keep it moving. And after that, we put the music back and we continue the jokes. So again, we don't have the frustration of that some people might have accumulated that make them maybe react differently. So I'm not judging that. I'm just saying that this is my experience. And that's the way I've always handled those situations. I don't need to yell at people unless they yell at me. See what I mean? But yeah, Let me look at both chats. Okay, good. Revka, tu parles combien de langues? 11 ou 9? Enfin non. Je comprends 11 langues, mais j'en parle couramment 3. Et toutes les autres, en fait, avec un peu de pratique, je pourrais toutes les parler, mais si j'étais par exemple dans un des différents pays où on parle toutes les autres langues où je parle, tu me laisses 6 mois, c'est bon. Mais je les parle pas couramment. Les 3 langues que je parle vraiment couramment, c'est le français, l'anglais et le portugais, que je parle tous les jours. Je parle tous les jours les 3. Donc voilà. Après toutes les autres, ça dépend. Boa noite, Meryl. Oh, Merli, sorry. Helbio, bon dia. 1,000 people on TikTok and almost 500 likes. Give me some likes, put some likes in the chat, TikTok, and put the flags of where you're watching from with the name of the city. CV Beats, I've been excellent, been working and doing music. Oh, beautiful. I would love to listen to what you do now, to see how the progress have been. And listen, if you progressed and you sound better, I'll make you listen to your first remix so we can see the difference. Jen, that's why I'm registered here in the state as an independent, because I can't follow anyone blindly. Oh, listen. Especially now, I can't wait for the circus to be over. 8 more days of the circus. It's like gaslight. Listen, the state is gaslight country. Everybody's telling you to vote for them for all the reason other than policies. Oh, this one is Hitler. Oh, this one is crazy. Oh, this one is not black. I'm like, look at all these crazy people. But listen, that's good to be just a spectator. Nzambe Kaysha, est-ce que vous allez Doberman? L'ANR, ne sais pas. C'est un dossier qui est... C'est un dossier où on a dans les sous-sols. Donc, je ne sais pas. A segunda vez que menciona o meu nome bem. Da outra vez foi uma live no YouTube em 2020. Entre 2020 e agora, é só agora que aparece de novo? All right. Can we please hear the beat that you created during a live session you made with us? The live about 4 hours long. I have no clue which song you're talking about. If it's the one I'm thinking about, not yet. I'm still waiting to finish recording it. I'm inviting somebody on it. If it's the one I'm thinking about, with the nice guitar made by Michel Son. Soon, we're gonna have an album listening party in December. And this one will come out in December. I just need to see if the girl that I want on that track wants to sing on it. But maybe I might do a listening party pre-album. You have to take your flight. Safe travel, nephew. Can't wait to listen to your adventures. Actually, me too will have to leave. It's been 1 hour and 20 minutes. So listen, I hope you enjoyed this Q&A session. I think it was interesting. And I Abju, I'd love to continue the conversation with you privately. So, shoot me a WhatsApp. Yeah. When is your next remix so I can participate? The remix session is now, actually. You go to kaysha.com/remix and you can check. I'm not sure if I closed that session or not. I don't think so. You can still do the remix. I think it's still up for a week until next Sunday. Let me check what is the song that is being remixed right now. Kaysha.com/remix. 88 BPM. There you go. This is the song that we are remixing right now. So we are touching a classic. So 88 BPM. That's the remix that is doing that we are doing right now. So yeah, you just go to kaysha.com/remix and you can do your remix. Gibson depuis Abidjan. Hey, salute. Right, listen, it's been a pleasure to have this Q&A session for the month of October. I'll be back for more Q&A at the end of the month, and regular programming. I'm going to talk to you about labels, major labels, next Sunday. And Wednesday, we see each other for Club Shada. So it's going to be more in French, right? Wednesday, we see each other for Internet du Village. Sorry. It's going to be more in French. So I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, put some rainbows or some unicorns in the chat, or some fire in the chat. And King Gabriel. And I'm going to leave you with a new song that I have released with NCK on the beat and R Fugit, where listen, the chorus is in Japanese. That's crazy. This show is brought to you by Shada, where Gods of Good Fortune, Black Free Thinker is our stream royalty. Thanks to all the sponsors who have been supporting this show since the beginning. And I see you when I see you, my people. And don't forget, I have a new album coming out in December, the Candy Zook album. And go to kaysha.com to listen and stream this new song called Boss in the Club.
Ora taci wa boss, con il club no king, con il party no lulu. Ora taci a king man, ora taci wa boss, con il club no king, con il party no lulu. Ora taci a king man. VIP section where we be, step into the scene, all eyes on us. Flashing lights, yeah, dangerous. You try to keep it up, it's a wild ride. We the bosses in this club, we set the rules in this party. From the bass to the beat, baby girl, move them hips. What does she walk, Kaysha? Right, you're the number one. Every moment, superstar, big boss. Ora that you are boss. Con il club no king, con il party no lulu. Ora taci a king man, ora taci a boss. Con il club no king, con il party no lulu. Ora taci a king man.
C'est comme ça qu'on fait ça. Pas besoin de préciser, on est des VIP, on va vous négliger pour vous faire kiffer. RFUGI tu sais qui c'est pour venir à notre table. Il faut le mérite, t'as pas compris, c'est nous les number one. On connaît le game, on vient de l'underground. Rien que notre présence fait venir tant de gens. Sors le champ quand je chante, elles font toutes sortes de danses. Normal, on fait la loi dans ce club. On est les princes de ce club, on est venu à 15 dans le club. Yeah, on est les boss, dégage les connes, les moches, on s'amuse comme des gosses.
Tu as boss, con lo club no king, con lo party no lulu. Ora tachi ga kimeru, ora tachi wa boss, con lo club no king,
Yeah,
con lo party no lulu. Ora tachi ga kimeru.
Tachi wa boss, con lo club no king, con lo party no lulu. Ora tachi ga kimeru. Ora tachi wa boss, con lo club no king, con lo party no lulu. Ora tachi
Ora
ga
tachi wa boss, con lo club no king, con lo party no lulu. Ora tachi ga kimeru. Ora tachi wa boss, con lo club no king, con lo party no lulu. Ora tachi ga kimeru.